Okay, it is time to do lesson 6 of chapter 2 in our math book. We are going to learn how to subtract whole numbers. When we're subtracting whole numbers, we need to think about these three terms, because if we think back to our very first lesson in chapter 2, we learned about addition properties and subtraction rules. We have properties for addition because we can do those things, but they aren't useful in subtraction because they kind of mess up our answer instead of helping to give us another way to do it. So that means that instead of having, I'll write this up here, addend plus addend equals the sum. Okay, so this means that no matter, since they have the same name, we can flip these two and it would still say the same thing and we would still get the same answer, but that's different for subtraction. We have what's called the minuend, the subtrahend, and then the difference. The minuend is the first number in a subtraction problem. Which means that the subtrahend is then the second number in the subtraction problem. And the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Make sure you are writing this down. This is your notes for today, and this is going to be the majority of our video. At the very end of this video, I will go over how to do your homework, and it's going to be super duper 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 important that you watch that part of the video, because otherwise you're going to have no idea what to do for your homework. It's a little bit different, but I think it's really going to help you in the end. But you need to watch it so that you know how to do it. So, the answer to a subtraction problem. Subtraction problem. Okay, so these terms are super important. Let's go ahead and do a basic subtraction problem and just kind of label these things. We could do 12 minus 4 equals 8. And let's go ahead and label these. So I'm just going to use the first letter of this. So it's going to be a little less writing, but hopefully you'll know what that means. So the first number in a subtraction problem is the minuend. The second number is the subtrahend, which is this. And our answer is the difference. Okay? So that's super important, and that's because if we did 4 minus 12, we would not get 8, we would get negative 8, which you're not going to start learning until 6th or 7th grade. But we can't change these numbers and still get the same outcome. If I have 4 apples and I take 12 away, that's not possible because I only had 4 to start with. So 12 has to go first in order to end up with a positive answer. And that's all we're working with right now. So that means that this has to be our minuend. Okay? We're going to do 3 examples. Make sure that you write all 3 down. And then once we're done doing our 3 examples, I'll go over the homework. So let's think of some numbers. Let's start simple. 485 minus 239. Okay, so you're probably familiar with some subtraction and how you need to go about doing this. But basically, we have to subtraction, as Ms. Dinkelman always says, is a one-way street. So that means we have to start at the top and go down. We cannot think like addition, where we can do 9 minus 5 is 4. That's not possible. You always have to start at the top and go down. So 5 minus 9. If I have 5 apples, can I give 9 away? And my answer is no. When my answer is no, I have to regroup. I have to take a 10 from the 10 spot. So I've taken 1 away. It's now down to 7 tens, and I need to bring a 10 over here and make this number 15. So I have 7 tens, but now I have 15 ones. And now I can do 15 minus 9. 15 minus 9 is 6. Now I can move to the tens column. 7 minus 3. Is that possible? If I have 7 pencils, can I give 3 away? Yeah, and I would have 4 left. And then I can move to my hundreds column and do 4 minus 2, which is 2. So my final answer here is 246. Okay, so this is called regrouping, where we have to take something from one column and move it to another. We're taking a 10 and we're regrouping it into the ones place, or we're taking 100 and we're regrouping it into the tens place. Okay, let's try another example. Let's go to the thousands. 8,215 minus 3,263. Okay, make sure you're writing nice and neat like I am, that you're lining up your place values. The next one I'll write horizontally and have you stack to see if you can do it correctly. Okay, so we're going to start in the ones column and we're going to go down. You cannot flip that. You cannot go in the opposite direction. You have to go down. So we're starting at the top. 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. 1 minus 6. Okay, can we do that? We absolutely cannot. So you need to go to the next place, take 1 away, and bring it over. So what I just did, I was in the hundreds. I took 100 away, so 1 is left, and I brought 100 over here, so now I have 11 tens. So I'm doing 11 tens minus 6 tens is 5 tens. 100 minus 200. I can't do that either, so go to your next column, regroup, and bring over. I got rid of 1,000 from here and I brought it over to the hundreds place. So now I have 11 hundreds minus 2 hundreds is 9 hundreds. Put your comma in your answer. And 7 thousands minus 3 thousands is 4 thousands. So my final answer is 4,952. Ta-da! You always start with your minuend, you move to your subtrahend, and you get your difference. Okay, let's go ahead and stack up this problem. So how are we going to do that? I was waiting for a response, but I forgot that you're not here. Sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead and take... I'm kidding. I knew you're not here, but I thought it would be funny. Was it funny? I hope it was funny. Please laugh. Okay. 69,437 is the minuend, and I'm going to subtract 8,000. Look where my comma is. I need my commas to line up. So that means the 8 should go here, and then 591. Okay, let's try this one. We have to go down. Go down in your subtraction problem. 7 minus 1 is 6. 3 minus 9, I can't do. Anytime that you do a subtraction problem, I want you to go through and say, can't do it, so that you know you have to go to the next column. So 1 minus 1 less than 4 is 3, so I'm regrouping. I took 1 away and I'm bringing it next door. That's a 13 now. This is why you use pencil. 13 minus 9 is 4. Good job, whoever said that in my imaginary world. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 minus 5. Can't do it. Go to your next column, regroup, bring over a 10, or bring over 1,000 in this case. So we have 13, we're still in the hundreds column. I have 1300s. I'm taking 500s away. I'm left with 800s. Bring down your comma. Remember, after 3, scoop. 8 minus 8. Can we do that? Yes, because if you have 8 pencils and you give 8 away, you're left with 0. You're not left with a negative amount. It's an amount that you can still handle. You're just left with nothing in the end. So that's okay. And then 6, there's nothing underneath it, so I bring it down. We can pretend there's a 0 here. Although now I just wrote it with pen, so now it's official. And our final answer is 60,846. Boom. Those are your 3 examples that you need to have in your notes. Make sure, as I've been saying this whole time, and I even drew arrows, go down. It's like Nemo when he's telling the fish in the net to swim down. Swim down, swim down. We don't want to go up. We're going to get caught up in the net and be eaten. Don't get eaten. Subtract down. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the homework for today and show you how you are going to go about completing that. See ya soon! I'm back. Okay, let's go ahead and see how are we going to do our worksheet for today. This is an example slide that I put together to kind of show you what it'll look like. Your slides are up here. So you're going to do the purple slide. Then you're going to do this word problem. So you'll need to work this out on paper and then put your answer on here in a complete sentence, please. And then you're going to fill in the blanks here, which we did in our notes. That shouldn't be bad. Take a picture of your notes, plop them here. And here's the examples to kind of help you figure out how to do this. So these bubbles, these speech bubbles are these problems, okay? That it's not 2 separate problems. But what's going to happen is if you have to regroup, this number is going to change and it's going to look weird. So here's your original problem so you can reference it if you need to. Do not change anything in the speech bubble. All you need to do is work out the problem that's in the table. Okay, this is just here to reference if you need to see what the original problem was, because maybe you've changed some numbers around and you don't remember what the original problem was. Okay, so let's start subtracting. We're going to do 6 minus 5, which is 1. So this is a table. You can change anything in the table, okay? And only change, though, the things that need to be changed. So 6 minus 5 is 1. We did that. 2 minus 4. Can I do that? No, I can't do it. So I need to go next door. I need to take 1 away. So 6 becomes a 5. See how I just deleted it and made it a 5? And then I'm going to bring my 100 over as a 10. So now I have 12 tens, and I'm taking 4 away. So because these are in separate boxes, it makes it possible for us to show how we are regrouping. And so it'll look weird when you're done, but we'll be able to still see the original problem in the speech bubble. So 12 minus 4 is 8. 5 minus 4 is 1. And 3 minus nothing is 3. You can also type a comma in there. So your final answer is 3,181. Isn't that fun? I love this. I think it's super fun. Oh, I forgot to put a comma up here. Silly me. I'm going to put a comma in it. Yay. Okay. Now let's come up and do this one. Let's do example 2. So I'm going to start at the ones, and I have to go down, swim down, swim down. Okay. 1 minus 4. Can't do it. Go next door. Boom. Make it a 4. Bring it over as a set of 10. So now we have 11 ones, and now we can take 4 away. So there's 7 left. And now I can do 4 minus 2, which is 2. What's kind of nice about doing it on here is you don't have all the crossing out and the scratching out and the trying to squeeze your 1 in. It's very neat on here. So it'll look different, but it works. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 7 minus 8. Oh, can't do that. Regroup. Okay. So I took 1 away from here, brought it over as a set of hundreds. So now I have 17 hundreds, which 1700 is 1,700. But now it's in this column, which makes it easier for us to subtract. So 17 minus 8, that's 9, isn't it? Okay. And then 4 minus 4 is 0. You do not need to put a 0. This is your final answer. Voila. Okay, so that's how you're going to go about this, and the way that your teachers will grade this is they'll check your answer. If you got that right, that's a point. And if your top row looks like this, 4, 17, 4, 11, then you'll get that right as well. So 2 points per problem, 1 for showing your work and how you're regrouping, and 1 for the correct answer. Okay? You also get points for turning in your notes. So please, please, please make sure that you are turning in your notes. We need to see that you are doing that. It's never an option when we're in school, so it should not be an option when we're at home either. Notes are a great resource. And use your notes as you complete this worksheet so that you have something to look back on that has some good examples for you. Okay? Good luck. Go ahead and get started on that purple page and do your best.